Here with you on this January 20th. The time is now 5:31, so let's go ahead and check in with meteorologist Megan Dusmal for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, it was another cold one this morning. I even had my extra layers on walking out the door, and I felt chillier than I have the last couple of days.
Yeah, it was brutal this morning. I had so many layers on, and that did not protect me from those cold temperatures. So make sure you limit your time outdoors and, of course, wear as many layers as possible. Here's what we're looking at, though, as you're heading into your Tuesday. Those temperatures right now are a mixture of the upper single digits and low teens. Feels a lot colder than that for many folks across the region, which is why we're under that cold weather advisory, especially for our far northern counties, Rowan, Elliott, Morgan, and Menifee, until about 10 a.m. because those temperatures will feel like zero for many folks. It's going to get very cold, so keep that in mind throughout the morning hours. And in terms of this afternoon, we'll be warming into the upper 20s and low 30s with plenty of sunshine to hopefully limit the cool feeling that we'll have today. But in terms of what we're seeing on satellite and radar, just starting off the day with a little bit of those clouds, but of course they will be clearing out and we'll be looking at plenty of sunshine that can be reflected on that 12-hour forecast with high temperatures for the day around that 3 o'clock time frame. Caroline.
Sounds good, Megan. Thanks. Two high-speed trains collided on the tracks, killing at least 40 people in Spain. It happened Sunday night about 200 miles south of Madrid. Rescuers are moving in heavy machinery in order to extract those biggest pieces of twisted metal from the crash site. As for what caused the crash, Spain's chief high-speed train engineer said the earliest signs point to mechanical failure. For several weeks, questions surrounding the case of a missing Southern Kentucky mother have been floating around Pulaski County. Deputies say 33-year-old Angela Storms was last seen just before Christmas. Relatives say there's been conflicting information about where she was last seen. We're told she was seen at a hospital in Danville, where she mentioned going to Louisville. A friend of Storms tells us there are several complications regarding a number of her relationships. People tell us what is most concerning is that she has 2 children and would not just leave them.
Put flyers all over Somerset. The next day off, we're going to go back down and put some more flyers and stuff out. We've raised $600 so far for anyone that can lead us to her whereabouts.
Anyone with any information should contact the Pulaski County Sheriff's Office. A Pikeville man is in custody facing charges of kidnapping and fleeing police. 38-year-old Richard May was arrested Saturday. The charges stem from a January 9th incident where May allegedly chased a woman, took her backpack, and later forced his way into a bathroom where she was hiding. Police say May brandished a knife during the incident on Saturday. An officer spotted May, who then got away on foot, leading police on a chase. May allegedly damaged a vehicle during the pursuit and made movements as if to spit on an officer. He was charged with kidnapping, wanton endangerment, fleeing police, criminal mischief, and assault of a peace officer. And in Leslie County, drugs and weapons were seized Sunday night. A routine call for a passed-out driver led to a major drug bust. Deputies responded to Ray K. Lane around Sunday evening. 2 men were detained after deputies found meth, suspected heroin, and 2 pistols in their truck. The passenger, Charlie Jones, admitted to possessing meth. A neighbor reported seeing Jones discard a jar with a white powdery substance. The driver, Howard Johnson, was seen discarding a bag containing more drugs and cash. Kentucky State Police have settled a sex discrimination lawsuit with former Captain Jennifer Sandlin. The Herald Leader reports that she will receive $600,000 within 30 days. Sandlin filed the 2023 suit claiming she was passed over for multiple promotions that were given to men. As part of the settlement, she must retire by the end of January and will receive 12 weeks of sick time pay. Sandlin worked at several KSP posts during her career and was Hazard KSP's first female commander. For nearly a week, residents in Wayne County, West Virginia have been without safe drinking water. An oil leak caused by vandalism at a mine last Tuesday contaminated the water supply. Many residents used the water for days, unaware of the danger, and are now concerned about potential health issues. The county declared a state of emergency on Wednesday and is distributing bottled water and filling stations at Wayne Town Hall. But frustrated residents say they want more answers and a clear timeline. Officials with the Department of Environmental Protection say cleanup is a slow process and could continue through the end of this week.
I think people should have knew about it before.
A week later. Hope we don't have no medical problems out of it. It'll show up later.
Oh, yes, we're concerned.
Wayne's Mayor Danny Grace says the initial flushing of the water system can begin this morning. After that, they will begin random sampling among households. Folks in Perry County came together to honor the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This year's celebration, hosted by the Southeast Kentucky African American Museum and Cultural Center, carried the theme Mission Possible, building community, uniting a nation the nonviolent way. I was there for the morning observances. On Martin Luther King Jr. Day, the message in Perry County was clear: education matters. The day began with a community breakfast and program at the First Presbyterian Church in Hazard. Organizers honored African American educators.
We'll have memorialization of our past African American teachers, and a shout out to the current African American teachers in the school systems, always recognizing the significance of education.
Organizer Emily Hudson says the annual celebration is about making sure those lessons are not lost.
It's important to do lest we forget the people that came before us, those who came before us, and who really fought that fight.
This year's keynote speaker was Christopher Campbell with the Boys and Girls Club of Hazard and Perry County. He says education was central to Dr. King's work.
I came to give information. I think that one of his greatest tools during his speeches was the fact that he gave information, he informed the people.
Campbell says that message is still relevant today.
Education was a huge part of his ideology, and I think that if we inform ourselves that we can be small people to make a big change.
After the breakfast, attendees took part in a march through downtown Hazard, a symbolic reminder of the nonviolent path King led. For organizers, the goal is for people to leave not just remembering history, but learning from it. After the morning events, the celebration continued yesterday afternoon at Consolidated Baptist Church. That program included a panel discussion on America's 250th anniversary and the unfinished dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Earlier this year, Senate Bill 26 was passed, which significantly restricted diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives throughout public schools. Greater Mount Siani Baptist Church in Harlan County says traditionally their annual Martin Luther King Jr. program is held at Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College, but this year they decided to bring it back home to the church.
It has got so commercialized to institutions where the politicians were coming in, getting free publicity, and it just missed the point. It started in church, so we wanted to move it back to church. And as you can see today, it was very spiritual here today because this is a spiritual situation. This is not just a holiday, this is a movement. And Dr. King died for this movement.
While they say they will continue this tradition at a new location, the message of Dr. King will always remain the same. Governor Andy Beshear is spending the week in Europe. He says the trip could have a big impact on the Commonwealth's economy. Beshear and a group of Team Kentucky delegates will be in Finland, Sweden, and Switzerland. Part of their trip will be spent at the World Economic Forum. It's an invite-only meeting. Many business figures and world leaders will be attending. The governor says it's a unique opportunity that will let him promote Kentucky on a global stage.
One of my biggest pitches that I make, especially on an overseas trip, is if you are a company that doesn't have a U.S. presence and you want access to the U.S. markets, you want to sell what you make in U.S. markets, the place you ought to put your manufacturing facility is in Kentucky.
This is Beshear's second time going to the World Economic Forum. Some Kentucky lawmakers, like Republican Representative T.J. Roberts, have criticized the governor's trip. Roberts recently filed a bill that would require the governor to submit requests to the state treasurer in order to use tax dollars for international travel. An organization in 3 Kentucky counties is comforting children by giving them handmade blankets. Project Linus supports children in need of support from hospitals to police cruisers. The organization hosts meetings where volunteers create blankets for donation. They also work with other organizations like youth groups and recovery centers. Volunteers say sewing blankets is a long process, but knowing it can brighten a kid's day makes it worth it.
Just knowing that there was one child who was touched by that blanket, whether you made it or not, encourages you to keep going.
Officials with the Bath, Rowan, and Pulaski chapter of Project Linus say they've donated more than 5,000 blankets so far. Project Linus says they're always taking volunteers, but they also need blanket supplies and cash donations. A Floyd County teen recently made her debut as an author with a faith-based devotional. Carly Artip is a 15-year-old sophomore who penned a devotional using her poetry and journal reflections. The intention was never to publish her words, but after seeing them all come together, she felt God was calling her to get the pages to the public. She says the book, Finding God Between the Pages, was not about the author.
I've received a lot of people wanting me to talk to them about God more, and I find that's the whole entire purpose in this, is to share the Lord's message.
You can find the book on Amazon or at Lighthouse Christian Bookstore in the city of Coal Run. The time is now 5:43 and more mountain news is on the way.